Do you remember your childhood? There were lots of terrible things like school buses and school as a whole, but there were also lots of fun childhood memories that you probably had, and we all had those special snacks that we ate as children. So in this video, I'm ranking childhood snacks on a tier list to find out which one was the greatest of all time. Before I hop into this tier list, keep in mind this is just my opinion. Share how you would rank these snacks in the comment section down below, and let's hop right into it. Starting off with this thingy. Never had it. I don't know if that was like a rich kid thing or I just missed out on that. Now, bagel bites. Also never had them. I have a feeling like I know what they would taste like, but I can't be too sure. And all these bear paws, never even heard of them. Okay, now though, this is peak right here. We have those little like bread sticks with cheese. Probably not good for your health. It was probably just fake chemical cheese, but I mean, it was nostalgic. It was great at the time. That's going in S tier. Captain Crunch. I mean, just to cut to the chase, I was never a huge cereal fan, but I mean, it's fine. I'll put it in C tier. It's definitely edible, like nothing disgusting, just underwhelming. Now, cheese sticks. I never remember having this particular brand, but we know what cheese sticks taste like, and I will put them in the B tier. Nothing bad if you just want a little bit of cheese, but not quite the best of the best. I have no clue what this is, which, by the way, I didn't even make this tier list. I just, like, picked the first one that showed up when I searched it. Chips Ahoy Chewy Cookies. I'm going to put this in the B tier, actually, because the Chips Ahoy Crunchy Cookies are superior. What? Now, generally speaking, if it's like an authentic out-of-the-oven cookie, yeah, those are better chewy. Those are peak. But between these Chips Ahoy cookies, I think crunchy is superior because the chewy one just seems too fake. If it's going to be chewy, it needs to be hot out of the oven. Now, Chips Ahoy with M&Ms, I think. I believe I've had that, and that was pretty goated. I might even put that in the S tier. Although I don't know if that was chewy or crunchy. Actually, I think it came in both. Chocolate pudding. Oh man, I'm going to put that in A tier. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As already stated, I'm not a huge cereal fan. Nothing like terribly offensive. It's just like, I don't like it that much. Also, is this weird? I never ate cereal with milk. I didn't like my cereal soggy, so I always had it dry. Which I thought was a completely normal thing until later in life.
No.
Corn Pops, those are going in the D tier. Also, like, not terrible. It's just, like, so plain and underwhelming. That's the word of the day. Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies, though, those are next level. We're putting that in S tier, and those aren't even childhood snacks. Those are just snacks for life. I don't think I ever had this particular brand of popsicle, so can't rank that. Cupcakes. I don't know if this is supposed to represent just chocolate cupcakes or cupcakes in general. But they're pretty good. I will put them in the A tier. Definitely a great sweet. Dino Nuggies. I may sound like a psychopath for this, but I just want my chicken nuggets to be chicken nugget shaped, so they're going in the F tier.
This guy stinks!
These little donuts thing. This is the powdered one. I'll put it in the B tier. You know, obviously a little bit dry, but not bad for breakfast food. If you're hungry enough to eat breakfast, which I was never even a fan of breakfast, really. Dinosaur eggs. I've never heard of these in my entire life. Or this Dunk Boo thing. Eggo waffles, though? Now, those were actually okay, I guess. I'll put them in the C tier because, as I said, I'm not a big breakfast guy. But those were above average, I think, in terms of waffles. And I do prefer waffles over pancakes. But still, I don't have a strong opinion on that. It's just, you know, kind of whatever. Bomb Pops. Man, I will put them in the A tier. I can't put any of the popsicles in the S tier if they have those wooden sticks. Fish sticks were always good. Don't tell that to Fish Stick in Fortnite. Although I didn't prefer them to chicken nuggets or those kind of things, so I'll put them in the B tier. Now these popsicles were more my jam because they didn't have the, you know, popsicle wooden stick, which is, it feels so weird on your tongue. But these flavors also weren't as elite as Bomb Pop, so I can only put them in the A tier. If only we somehow were able to have a Bomb Pop in this form of a popsicle, if you know what I mean. Frosted Flakes. I'm just going to put all the cereal in the C tier at this point. Actually, scratch that. Fruit Loops only gets to be in the D tier because it doesn't taste like anything. They're all the same flavor. That got busted not that long ago. Fruit by the Foot, though, those were pretty peak. I don't know. I'm going to put them in the B tier because I feel like the color got on your tongue and it was a little annoying. Fruit Roll-Ups, though, I did not prefer over Fruit by the Foot. As a matter of fact, they go in the D tier. Ooh, pineapple in those little cups. I was never a big fan. That goes in the D tier. No one likes fruit. Now, as for the chocolate popsicles, those never really made that much sense to me, but they were okay. I'll put them in the C tier. Fun Dip was actually pretty elite. I'm going to put that in the B tier. Now, Go-Gurt, that was always the best way to eat your yogurt. I will put that in the B tier as well. Now, Goldfish is a little tough to decide because as a wee young lad, I really liked them. But then just as I got older, my interest in them became less and less. So let's just put it in the C tier because it started off as like S tier and then it's just like slowly gone down in quality for me. Grilled cheese I always thought was a little bit overrated because you gotta have like some lunch meat on there or something. But I mean, it still is pretty good. I'll put it in the B tier. I like how some of these are just specific brands of stuff and then other ones are just vaguely, you know, this type of food. Now this gum that came in these like rolly ball things, like that was the best way to have gum. With that being said, I was never a huge fan of gum because it loses its flavor after 5 seconds, so this goes in the C tier. Fruit Gushers, say no more, S tier, because it just like oozes with that gush when you chew on it. It's fruity snack, but it's like it gushes. As for the Happy Meal though, that goes in the S tier too. I mean, you just can't go wrong with it. McDonald's always served the best memories. Especially with those apple slices, they were nice and cold. That was peak in the milk. It was great. Although this one is chicken nuggets, which I think if we look at it from a childhood memory perspective, I think the chicken nuggets were better as a child. Ice cream sandwich, this goes in the A tier. Those were always great. But then we have this fruit in a cup that is like reddish. There's some sort of artificial coloring in there. So for that reason, it goes in the B tier. Why is there a Kinder soap egg? I had the other Kinder eggs, but never soap. Why? Like, how is that a thing? Jell-O is great. That goes in A tier. I don't care what flavor it is. Like, all the flavors are great. Lucky Charms, F tier. This is the biggest scam in cereal history. The proportion of marshmallows to the actual stuff is so little, it's just ridiculous. I've never had any of these Lunchmate things. I've never had a Lunchable for that matter. I've never even had a Lunchly, although I guess that's very recent. And it's crazy that kids are having that as part of their childhood now. Yeah, I come to think of it, I haven't had like half of these things. Okay, the movie theater kids combo box though, is that like the dinosaur design on it? Is that actually a universal thing? Because I didn't realize those were everywhere. Now, I never got to have this as a kid because going to the movie theater was the treat in and of itself. So like, you don't need more treats for, you know, going to the movie theater. Like, that's already a special privilege. But obviously it's just popcorn, a soda of your choice, and then like a candy. Usually it's fruit snacks or Fun Dip, something like that. And so even though I haven't had this exact combo before, I've had everything that's part of it, so I know what it would be like. And for that reason, I'm going to put it in the B tier because it didn't bring me any memories for not having it. But, you know, taste-wise, that still is pretty cool. Oreos definitely go in the S tier. That is peak cookie action right there. Eggo pancakes, I think I have had those, and they're like the waffles, but not as good. That goes in the D tier. Never had this, never had this. Now, Pop-Tarts, I've only had the off-brand one, but I think they do actually taste pretty similar, if not exactly the same. So I think this is a blueberry flavor. Let's just put it in the C tier. I was never a huge Pop-Tart fan, except for just these random times I would go through phases of Pop-Tarts. My favorite one had to have been the cookies and cream one, though. I have no clue what this is. Apparently, it's sponsored by Popeye the Sailor. Rice Krispies were always goated. That goes in the A tier. Ring Pops, underrated. That's going in the B tier. Oh, Ritz Bits. Anything with crackers and artificial cheese, I'm just a sucker for. Okay, these Smile Fries are actually the dumbest thing ever. They go in the F tier. First of all, give me some regular shaped fries, and also, like, these were not the same temperature on each side, if you know what I mean. Can't tell what this is. And I never had anything from an ice cream truck. I literally never got anything from an ice cream truck in my life. Is that tragic? Oh, these little suckers were great. I will put them in the B tier. Teddy Grahams, yeah, I was not a big fan of these. Mac and cheese, this isn't even like Kraft or a specific brand. This is just in general. I'm going to put it in the B tier. Obviously, mac and cheese is phenomenal, but you have to keep in mind the childhood memory aspect of it. And just regular mac and cheese never really stood out to me compared to some of these other great artificial snacks. Okay, I actually did really like having these pastry things for breakfast occasionally. Vanilla pudding is not the same as chocolate pudding. That has to go in the C tier. Vanilla works so much better for ice cream than it does for pudding. Welch's fruit snacks, the fruit snacks I've probably had the most of. I'll put them in the B tier. Orange Julius. I never had a specific brand, but I did have a homemade one, and it was okay. As a drink, I'll put that in C tier, and I have no clue what that is. I've never had that. Overall, that's my completed tier list. Let me know if you agree in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.